Only a few weeks after a French rally of solidarity over the Charlie Hebdo killings, 10,000 took to the streets of Lahore in Pakistan asking that the United Nations declare blasphemy an act of terrorism and calling on all Muslims to boycott French products. Pakistan has been put to shame, however, as in Chechnya, immensely greater numbers have turned out, depending on who you believe, to protest the existence of the now murdered French cartoonist, as well as, we suppose, any who remain living. Some reports quantify the number of protesters as hundreds of thousands, while the Russian Interior Ministry has claimed more precise but harder to believe 800,000. And the cartoons have also served to permit strange shifts in alliances, as Vladimir Putin appears to be in support of the demonstrations, allowing them to be broadcast on Russian state TV. Using the theory of any enemy of my enemy is my friend, Putin may be using this unrest as a poke back at Western powers who have been alarmed over the recent events in Ukraine. So, for now, all is forgiven between nominally atheist Moscow and the same groups that have taken thousands of hostages and killed hundreds in Moscow and Bezian over the clash between secularism and its antithesis. French may not be gaining ground as the international language, but we'll have to learn what je suis means, as British Home Secretary Theresa May has now spoken out on a perceived rise in anti-Semitism. She was speaking at a meeting of the Board of Deputies of British Jews event regarding the recent killings in France nominally over the publications of cartoons depicting the Prophet Mohammed in a negative way, although we might remember that it is in fact blasphemy according to Islam to depict the Prophet at all. According to attendees, the event held up signs reading Je suis juif, or I am Jewish. As part of this, a call is being made to Muslim leaders in Britain to be more vocal in diffusing tensions between the two religions that have been in perpetual war with one another throughout their existences. One reason for concern by the British Interior Ministry might just be the fear that British Jews may take a hint from the thousands leaving France already for the amazingly relative safety of Israel. Drawing parallels between the current unrest and the run-up to the Second World War, there are even calls within the U.S. to welcome Jews from all of Europe with open arms and perhaps even open bank accounts, as a sudden exodus from Jews from several troubled European countries will likely financially benefit whatever country they wind up in. In preparation for the visit by Pope Francis to Manila, an uncomfortably familiar spectacle took place as the government officials attempted to put a nice face on areas Pope Francis will most likely be and see. Attention is being drawn by human rights groups to the fact that hundreds of impoverished beggar children were rounded up and detained, at least while the Pope was in the country. This is in addition to those adults who might have been likely to spoil the visit in other ways through street crime and other forms of obstruction. The symbolism is not lost on anyone who knows of the man born Jorge Mario Bergoglio's background as a priest, archbishop, and cardinal in Argentina, who often took public transportation rather than limousines and had a special concern for the poor. In a country whose population is almost 90% Catholic, appearances take precedence over reality, however, and the city didn't want to take any chances with creating a bad press event. Meanwhile, some claim the city routinely rounds up as many as 20,000 children a year just to keep them off the streets, so perhaps the papal visit was just an opportunity for activists to draw attention to the practice.